was like at a 12 in this, and that could have been turned down way more.
Well, and even like the visuals of the first two movies, like especially the first one, they carried on the second one a little bit with the time lapse, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, and then they did it in this movie, but they ruined it.
It's awful.
I was like, oh, cool, time lapse, and then it's like slow mo, Dominique Purcell, walking
terrible.
along. I'm like, this is horrible. Like, why? Oh man, it is tough. This is tough watch, and I have to reassess my bottom 5 superhero movies of all time. This is definitely in contention down there.
Oh, it's gonna be a good fight because there's some good ones down there.
It's just at every turn. Like Wesley Snipes is good. I think he's great in the first two. He's good in this. He just doesn't have enough to do.
Yeah.
I don't know how much that was his choice or not. Right? And then, Ryan Reynolds, he works as Deadpool, but like I'm glad Hollywood has stopped trying to make him a thing. Mm-hmm. Like for like 10 years, it was like they kept trying to like, hey, he's the new new
leading man for this romantic comedy.
Yeah, and I'm like,
this new funny guy for this new movie.
He has a very specific lane that he operates in, and keep him in that lane, and it works. But really, like if you close your eyes and this movie starts, you think you're watching Deadpool.
Yeah.
Talks, right? Although I did you catch he was watching that William Shatner movie when he was in the hospital bed?
No.
Yeah, there was a 1966 movie called Incubus. So I respect that. I guess David Goyer is a Shatner fan, so he gets some points from me there. I mean, Jessica Biel is fine, I guess. I mean, I didn't realize that bows and arrows was a thing back then. I thought that kind of started with Arrow and
bows and arrows have been around for centuries.
What? Hunting games.
Yes. Hunger Games.
I call it
hunting games.
No, well, I thought it was like a 2010s thing with Arrow and Hawkeye.
Well, it's become a thing because of that, but I think they were trying to push it, but it's always been a thing. But I think we've come, like watching Jessica Biel in this with her working with the bow and arrow, we've come a long way as far as like showcasing it on screen and the stunt work involved with it and the different things that you can do with bow and arrows. We've come a long way from that.
You said Jessica Biel, you mean Jessica Alba, right?
No, I definitely know the difference.
I'm like the marketing team for Blade Trinity. I know the difference. Why is this called Blade Trinity, by the way?
Because it's the third one.
Yeah, but Trinity's 3
Yeah, but we got the Trinity of like Blade and Ryan Reynolds and the girl.
Exactly.
So let's talk about the end. On a conceptual level, I like that somebody told Blade that it's ironic they keep trying to make a better vampire, but you are that better vampire, right? Mm-hmm. Like, if you remove that from this movie, all the BS around it, that's an excellent point. I like that a lot. Right? Yeah. But the fact that Dracula is the one telling him this, saying that, it's an honor to be replaced by you or something, it's complete BS. So.
It's the next level, because I don't even know.
Well, okay, so Blade got beat down.
He did.
By the way. I did like, and we'll bleep this out, but Dracula, he tells Blade, "Are you ready to die?" Such a video game cutscene.
Oh yeah,
villain dialogue.
And Blade's this was funny.
What does Blade say? He says, "I was born ready, mother."
Yeah, and then Dracula's just like, "Mother." I like that.
And then, that was
this
funny.
So bad.
Dracula's thousands of years old. He's never heard that before. So then when he's gonna kill Blade, he's like, "Are you ready to die, mother?"
This movie is so bad.
Such excellent wordplay. But okay, so Deadpool and Jessica Biel find Blade, and he's laying there. So are we to assume they just took Blade because Deadpool comes on and he's like, Blade slept until he could walk the earth again, right?
Yeah.
Like, but that was like, it doesn't look like the future when he's on the motorcycle. It looks like the next day or something.
It does.
You know what I mean?
They came back right away, Zach.
And see, this is why I want them to still use Wesley Snipes' Blade in the MCU. Like, they could still do it, right? This could be when he comes back from killing Dracula from 20 years ago, right? I mean, I would hate to incorporate this into the Marvel continuity because it's garbage. But then you could have Deadpool come in, make some jokes about how he was Hannibal King.
Parker Posey come back?
It'd be great. It could salvage this movie. So, not really. Nothing could salvage this movie. So anyway.
I'm going to go watch Creepshow 3 again.
That's Blade Trinity. Let me ask you guys, how many vampire bites do you think happened in this movie?
18.
4.
Okay, I came up with 7. So we have the one on the infrared camera when Dracula is killing someone before Parker Posey goes down there and visits him. We have Dracula killing the vampire store employee. Mm-hmm. So this is a terrible scene where he goes in and sees all this Dracula merchandise. Dracula had killed Dr. Vance.
Mm-hmm.
who, by the way, that actor, he plays a parody of a Dead Poet Society, Robin Williams, in the TV show Community, which is hilarious. Pretty much the same character as he is here, this overly optimistic, goofy guy.
And he's a commentator in the Pitch Perfect trilogy. Y'all gonna be doing that one?
No. You're on enough franchises. That's enough, Lance. Parker Posey, when Dracula bites her, he's like, take off that cross. I'm going to get you a better one. And then the team members, Pat and Oswald, the van driver.
Yeah.
I don't think I learned
Black
his name.
driver.
Yeah, Black driver. Sick. And the blind woman from American Pie. Dracula bites all three of them. At least I think he did.
Yeah.
I take your word for it.
So that brings us to 7.
I will not be going back to confirm that number.
Which brings us to a franchise total of 22 vampire bites. So, out of 5 fangs, Lance, how many fangs do you give Blade Trinity?
1.5 fangs.
What about you, Brandon?
I'm going to give it 2 because, again, I thought the beginning was interesting and I was enjoying it. Up until Ryan Reynolds came on the screen, I was enjoying this movie. So I'll give it a 2.
Yeah, I'm going to go with a 1. This is really one of the worst movies. Like, I can't, you guys, like, I had low expectations, but even those were surpassed. Like, I cannot believe I was not prepared for how bad this was because I've heard for years how bad this is. I'm like, yeah. But wow. So, 2 for you, 1 for me, 1.5 for Lance. Final question. I think I know the answer. Mm-hmm. Lance, is this franchise fatigued?
Absolutely.
I wholeheartily agree with you. What about you, Brandon?
Oh, man. Kill it with fire.
Kill it with garlic.
Kill it with garlic.
So
yeah,
bad.
no, this is, I'm done.
It's just very disappointing. It didn't have to be this way.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Never does, but they always end up that way, it seems, right?
Oh, yes. Well, Lance, I'm sorry we had to end on such a sour note here.
It's all good.
Thank you for joining us for the entire Blade trilogy and not tapping out after the second one.
It's all good. Thanks for having me.
People want to find you out there online. Where can they find you?
They can find me at Sir Lance Laster on all of my social medias.
Zach, where can people find you when you're not Googling over Parker Posey?
Well, you can find me personally on Twitter at MoronZach. That's MOOREONZACH. I'm also the host of my own podcast, Always Full on to Smallville. We talk about each and every episode of that Young Superman show over there. You can find us on Twitter at Always Smallville with 1 S. And Brandon, when you aren't shape-shifted into Dominique Purcell, where can people find you?
If I shapeshifted into Dominic Purcell, I would, never turn back, because that guy's ripped, man. You can find me on Twitter at Brandon Matella. You can find me on the Trek FM show called The Line, which is all about Star Trek Picard. And you can find me on the Fandom Podcast Network with my friends Chris and Tom. We have a show called Good Evening, an Alfred Hitchcock podcast. And over there we cover all of Hitch's films one at a time. Thank you so much to Ken Tripp and Tony Robinson for being the executive producers of the network. And thank you to Zach Tripp for creating our wonderful theme song. Well, I guess that's all we got for you this week. If you could give us a rating and review, we'd really appreciate it. Check us out on Patreon, where we got Star Trek commentaries for you once a month at the $5 a month level. We'll be back next week with our Blade recap, followed by Back to the Future.
Great Scott.
Great Scott. Yes. Great Scott. But that's all we got for you now. Until next time, don't bite me.
You suck. It's a vampire reference.
This has been a production of MTMR Media Works.
They filmed Ryan Reynolds' movies here when he was early on in his career. They filmed a movie called Just Friends in Regina.
Oh, yeah, with him and Amy Smart.
Mm-hmm. When he was fat.
Yes, and then he got skinny, yeah.
Yeah, that was in, filmed that in Regina. We had our choice, apparently, between that and the, what is it, Truman Capote movie with the guy from Boogie Nights?
In Cold Blood.
No.
The guy from Boogie Nights.
The one with the guy from Boogie Nights that was holding the thing. And he was in Mission Impossible 3.
That Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah.
In Cold Blood.
Is that what it was called?
Yes.
No, I don't think it was called that.
Yes.
I don't know. I never saw it.
Yes.
I'm going to look that up.
Yes. I know what it's from because he beat Joaquin Phoenix as Johnny Cash for the Best Actor Oscar
He did.
in 2005, which is BS because Joaquin Phoenix sung the songs. How can you not win?
And it's okay. It's okay. The Academy made up for it by giving him the Academy Award for Best Actor for Joker.
Well, he should have won both those.
Hmm.
Why do all my favorite actors not get the Academy Awards they deserve? Joaquin Phoenix, Denzel Washington. The only reason Denzel Washington has an Oscar is because Russell Crowe threw a phone at someone in 2000 and didn't win for Gladiator. So they said, well, I guess it's time to give Denzel.
No, it was Capote. It was Capote.
In Cold Blood.
Or is that what he was talking about in the movie?
All right. All right, Brandon's right.
Jeez.
But please don't look up. There's another one called In Cold Blood.
This one was a biopic of the writer Truman Capote and his assignment to the New Yorker to write the nonfiction book In Cold Blood.
All right. See, listeners,
we could have had In Cold Blood, now you got me messing up. We could have had Capote, but we had Just Friends instead.
The In Cold Blood, I remember now, is the guy that played Zola in Captain America movies. Was Capote.
Yeah, look.
So, all right. I stand corrected.
Ryan Reynolds in Just Friends.
Brandon is showing us Ryan Reynolds in a fat suit.
Yep, but Amy Smart, though. Shout out to her.